Finno-Ugric Mythology. Source of publication, Wikipedia. Finno-Ugric mythology is the common mythological beliefs of the Finno-Ugric peoples, dating back to the era of their commonality in approximately the 3rd-2nd millennia BC. Common motifs and myths about the creation of the world, especially the earth, and common names of gods testify to a once unified Finno-Ugric mythology. For example, the Baltic and Volga Finns and the Trans-Ural Ugrians have preserved myths about a waterfowl that retrieves the earth by diving to the bottom of the world's oceans, often at the behest of a creator god. Less common are myths about a bird that lays an egg from which the world was created. The main sanctuaries of the forest-dwelling Finno-Ugrians were cult sites, cliffs and groves. Story. At the turn of the 1st and 2nd millennia AD, independent but closely related cultural and mythological traditions began to emerge among the Western Baltic Finnic peoples: the Finns, Karelians, Estonians, Livs, Vepsians, Votes, and Ishorians; the Volga Finnic-speaking peoples, the Mordvins and Mari; the Permian peoples, the Komi and Udmurt; and the Ob-Ugrians, the Henti and Mansi. The Hungarians, separated from their Trans-Ural Ugrians, migrated to Central Europe, only partially preserving their ancient myths. The myths of the Sami are close to Finno-Ugric mythology. During its development, Finno-Ugric mythology, close to Samitic and other Ural-Altaic mythologies, as well as individual mythological traditions, were influenced by and themselves influenced the mythologies of neighboring peoples. Significant influences emerged from Iranian, Turkic, Slavic, and Baltic mythologies, and, in its final stage, from Islamic and Christian mythologies. Common motives and myths. Cosmogonic myths. In the most ancient common Finno-Ugric mythology, the cosmogonic myths are similar. The demiurge god commands a waterfowl or his younger brother in the form of a bird, floating on the primordial ocean, to retrieve earth from the bottom. From this, the god creates the earth and all that is beneficial on it. His brother, from the earth hidden in his mouth, creates mountains and all that is harmful. Presumably, the cosmogonic myths of the Finno-Ugrians developed under the influence of Bogomil and other traditions, descending from Iranian dualistic myths. Another version of the cosmogony is creation from an egg laid by a bird. Cosmology. All Finno-Ugric peoples believed in a three-layered structure of the world. The mythological universe was divided into three main zones. The center of the upper, celestial world was the North Star. The middle world was Earth, surrounded to the north by the waters of the world ocean. A giant river flowed from south to north, into the underworld, the afterlife of cold and darkness. The North Star was touched by the world axis, a mountain, a pillar, or a giant tree. The south, the land of warmth and light, the land of birds, was contrasted with the north, which was identified with the underworld, the land of darkness. These two lands were connected by land by a great river and by the Milky Way, the road of birds, in the sky. On the evenings of March and April, the Milky Way runs from north to southwest, the path of migratory birds. It is thus called Linnunrata by the Finns, Linnuti by the Estonians, and Narmanki by the Mordvins Moksha. Among other Finno-Ugric peoples, this name is more specific. Kaikombo Korno by the Mari, Zodizog Tui by the Komi Zyrians, Vir, Matsinki by the Erzia Mordvins, and Lud Zazig Sayers by the Udmurt means goosepath. Upper world. The upper world was considered the abode of the heavenly gods, primarily the demiurge, the creator of the universe, as well as the thunder god, and others. The names of the heavenly gods are related among many Finno-Ugric peoples and mean sky, air, and weather. It is possible that the images of these gods derive from a Proto-Finno-Ugric deity whose name is associated with the sky. This is the Finnish and Karelian Ilmarinen, the Sami Ilmaris, the Udmurt Inmar, the Komi Yen, and others. Another common name for the heavenly deity, whose name means air, is the Finnish Jumala, the Estonian Jumal, the Sami Jubmal, the Jomali of the mysterious Biarmi, the Komi Jomal, and the Mari Jumo. Middle world. Through a hole in the sky, the Creator watches over the earth and sends down lesser gods, the protectors of humanity. The earth was embodied by a female deity, a goddess, often the spouse of the sky god, Numi Torum and Kaltash Ekva among the Mansi, apparently Ukko and his spouse among the Finns, Vinay and Ma'ema among the Estonians, cf. Also the Sami Mater Akka, the Mordvin Moda Ava, and others. As among many other peoples, the goddess embodying the earth was called Mother Earth, Mon Amoinen among the Finns, Ma Emma among the Estonians, Mater Akka among the Sami, Mike Emi among the Henti, Master Ava among the Mordvins. The sky god cast her down to earth for her misdeed. She became the patroness of chthonic creatures, various reptiles, snakes, frogs, and others, who simultaneously embodied fertility and were associated with the earth, water, and the underworld. This goddess dwells in the upper reaches of the world river, patronizes mothers in childbirth and children, bestows their destiny and fate, and grants shamans supernatural powers. There are also deities living on earth who are patrons of trades. Lower mythology. Lower spirits also inhabit the earth, masters of nature, courtyards and dwellings, family patrons, and others. Mordvin, Mari, Udmurt, Sami, and Estonian mythologies are characterized by spirits, the mothers of nature in the elements, forests, water, fire, wind, and others. In the lower world, along with the adversary of God, the creator of evil, lived evil spirits and the dead. Until recently, the Komi people believed in spirits, the Leshy Vorsa, etc. The lower spirits of the Udmurt include the Watervumurt, numerous evil spirits, Karamays, Shaitans, whom Inmar pursues with lightning, Peri, which can sometimes be servants of the spirits of the Vorshuds, spirits of diseases Kuddies or Mais, spirits of epidemics of blacks, etc. A characteristic feature of Mordvin mythology are the images of spirits, mothers of natural phenomena, vegetation, etc. Vir Ava, mother of the forest, Ved Ava, mother of water, Varma Ava, mother of the wind, Moda Ava, mother of the earth, Tul Ava, mother of fire, Norav Ava, mother of the fields, Yurt Ava, mother of the house, Nar Ava, mother of the meadows, etc. There were also corresponding male characters, Atya, fathers. In Mari mythology, the ruler of the underworld, Kiamat, is the head of evil spirits. The patron god of the Mari, Kugoric or Kugan, has a large number of spirits under his command. In addition to deities, individual natural phenomena are embodied by numerous spirits, mothers, Vyat Ava, the spirit of water, Kesh Ava, the spirit of the sun, Mard Ava, the spirit of wind, Shakan Ava, the spirit of fertility, Tul Ava, the spirit of fire, Emland Ava, the spirit of earth, and others. Other categories of spirits, Vodji, include Kudo Vodas, the guardian of the hearth, Vyad Vodas, the master of water, Kurik Vodas, the spirit of the mountains, and others. The lowest level of the Henti Mansi pantheon is made up of numerous spirits, among the Henti, the Lungi. The Mansi distinguish between guardian spirits and ancestral spirits, Pupiji, on the one hand, and evil spirits and personifications of disease, Kul, on the other. Of the demonic characters, the most famous are the man-eating forest giants, the Menk vs. The forest is also inhabited by the Uchchi, a creature hostile to humans. The Miz, a creature benevolent to humans, are similar in appearance to the Menk vs. The ideas about various spirits and other lower characters in Hungarian mythology are close to the corresponding images in the mythologies of neighboring European peoples. Ghosts, the spirit of the leader, various types of witches. Bosorkani, Lutsa, a ghostly creature with the gift of foresight, Vishoru Baba, Baba Yaga, etc. The Underworld. The underworld is inhabited by the younger brother and rival of the heavenly god, the creator of evil, surrounded by a host of evil spirits and the dead. From the underworld, he sends disease and death to earth through an opening. Since rivers were the main transport routes for the Finno-Ugrians, allowing them to travel anywhere, according to myths, they also led to the afterlife, to the underworld. In every mythology, the forest was simultaneously a source of hunting wealth, an abode of evil spirits, and even an otherworld. Therefore, the sacred groves of the Finno-Ugrics often shared names with forest and evil spirits, Hissi among the Karelians, Finns, and other Baltic peoples, Lud, Karamay among the Udmurt, Mari, and others. The most ancient sanctuaries were rock formations with inscribed images. Other common myths. In the myths of the Trans-Ural Ugrians, the Ural is considered the belt of the god who created the world and threw his belt to the earth. In Komi myths, it is the feathers of a giant thunderbird. Hunters of the taiga and tundra exchanged the valuable furs they obtained for livestock and agricultural products, and, beginning in the Bronze Age, metallurgy, with their southern neighbors, the Indo-Europeans. One of the main characters in Ugric mythology, Mir Suzni Kum, is called the merchant of the upper and lower worlds. Common Finno-Ugric myths also include the myth of the ancestral bear who descended from the sky, the myth of the heavenly hunt for a giant deer or elk, the myth of obtaining luminaries from the inhabitants of the underworld, etc. Studying. Philologists and folklorists such as the Hungarian researcher M. Hopal and Russian scientists E. A. Kelimsky, V. V. Napolskik, and others are engaged in the reconstruction of Finno-Ugric mythology. Individual mythologies.